Hello one and all, my name is John Clare, this is
Roman Fresh.
And this is the Post-Watch Post-Mortem. We thank you very much for spending time with us today. Hopefully, given prior warning, you've watched The Thing already. And if you just happen to have seen The Thing before, brilliant. Because the film we're going to talk about is 1982's John Carpenter's The Thing.
Yes.
And I haven't seen this. I think I saw this film. The last time I saw this film, I think I was about 16 or 17 at film studies. So I did A-level film studies. And that's the last time I saw this film. And it was one of the films, I think, if I remember rightly, we were talking about technology. And I think I was going on about how bad the special effects were. Because at the time...
At The Thing? On the movie The Thing?
Yeah.
No, they're pretty holed up at the time, I think.
I don't think they do.
You don't think they hold up?
No, I don't think they do.
Entirely practical? I think it gives it a charm, like.
It's not so much that it's because it's practical. I just think it's the character, it's the design of the monsters. I just think they're a little too kind of over the top.
Yeah, a lot of the actor complained that a lot of time and effort went to the monster instead of the character development of the thing.
Because that's the thing. That's the interesting thing about this movie. That's the thing that kept me watching it.
Is the character development?
Yeah, it's like how the characters relate to each other under
who can you trust? Who can
exactly?
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons. Okay, I'm going to talk about a little bit of the story of the
we're going to do
the thing.
Synopsis.
A little synopsis. It was first wrote as a novella. I don't know, I say novel or novella? What's a novella?
A short novel.
A short novella. Wrote by John W. Campbell. Basically, he used to write novel for like sci-fi novel and things like that.
Okay, interesting.
And it was called Who Goes There? That was the name of the book, Who Goes There? And it was released in 1940s.
Okay.
1940s was Who Goes There?
Right.
After, in 1951, Howard Hawks produced the first live cinema adaptation of the book Who Goes There, called The Thing from Another World, and it was an old black and white thing. And John Carpenter saw that movie and really liked that movie.
Okay.
And he wanted to like The Thing says that he never wanted to he said that the movie of Hanks was the perfect and it doesn't need to be redo. Which we come back later. He did the redo of the movie. But at first, Universal wanted to were a bit cold fitted to have a movie about a alien thing and stuff like that. And after Fox released E.T., and also Alien, they said the Alien, no, E.T. first. And
was E.T. released by Fox?
The Century Fox. I think no.
No, because I know the production company's Ambient Entertainment that's Steven Spielberg's production company.
I don't think it was. I thought it was talking about Alien. So E.T. is a different thing, but Alien, for example.
Yeah, it's a lot closer to Alien.
Alien was released by Fox, 20th Century Fox.
That's correct. Yes, that's correct.
And they said there's something about horror and aliens, and we have that novella that we have the right to. Yeah. And at first they wanted to give him to Toby Hooper, who's the creator of the Texas
Chainsaw Massacre.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and he didn't want to do it because he had no interest on the novel. He didn't want to do something about trust and identity. He wanted to do a slasher or do something a
lot more stripped down, a lot more stripped back. Yeah,
a lot more straight back. And so this was given to at the end. That was given to John Carpenter, and John Carpenter did the movie. Also, John Carpenter changed a bit the script. For example, of the book. The book contained 40 characters. 40.
That's a lot.
It's treated up to 12.
Which makes sense.
12 character. It's and basically that's the movie there. I have a little fun fact for the guy who did all the special effect, the director of special effect.
Yeah, go on.
What was that? So it's Rob Bontine, basically he was in charge of the special effects, and at the end he has to be hospitalized because of exhaustion. So
Why he's worked that hard?
he works that hard.
Oh, God bless his heart,
He was
mate.
hospitalized with exhaustion, double pneumonia, and ulcer thing at the end of the shoot.
Fuck. So he must have worked his absolute bollocks
And he wanted
off.
he wanted to play a character. He wanted to play the guy of like the guy with headphones and he wanted to do
Window was his name.
He wanted, no, that's not Window. Window is the one with the glasses. That's why it's called the sunglasses. That's why it's called Windows.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's one of the like the guy who killed the Windows actually.
Oh yeah.
He wanted to play that character,
yeah.
and Carpenter said, "No, you're gonna be like it's gonna be a lot of work for you for doing the special effect. You're not going to do special effect and play an acting."
Yeah.
And he was right. It's like it was a lot of.
Well, the thing
work.
is, I mean, like the thing is, in terms of like, I think we should kind of round into kind of like our thoughts on the film,
Yeah.
right? Which is, don't get me wrong, a lot of that is quite interesting.
Sorry,
Do you know,
no,
it's
I could
all
have
right.
kept it for later, but like, go on.
No, it's all right. It's interesting because it gives a little bit kind of it gives it some additional subtext to like our understanding of the movie.
Yeah.
you know. But in terms of my watching the movie, right, like I said previously, right, the monsters I couldn't honestly give a flying fuck about because I thought they looked stupid. I mean, I'm sorry to.
I find
God bless you, man.
interesting. I find Luke interesting.
Okay,
in the opposite.
that's fair enough. I mean, like we're all entitled to our own opinions. I mean, for me, I thought the monsters were just a bit
Over the top.
a little bit over the top, a little bit kind of like gross for the sake of being gross.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I thought it would be because one thing I loved about it, the start of it when it's the dog is just running towards the base and the helicopter's chasing him. Like
The
that
no vision soldier.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the no vision soldier spoiler all the movie to you in no vision. If you speak no vision, the movie is spoiled to you. The guy in the no vision
He tells you
soldier
exactly what's going on.
Exactly what's going on. This thing is not a dog. Get away from me, you idiot. That's what he says in no vision.
Seriously?
Yeah. The thing is not no. What he says like the thing is not a dog. It's some sort of a thing. This is an imitation of a dog. Is in real. Get away, you idiot. That's what he says.
Fair.
In no vision.
Oh, interesting.
So if you're in the audience and you speak Norwegian, you understand. The guy will basically tell you the premises of the movie straight away.
Yeah, sometimes movies will do that. They'll just give you the entire fucking plot at the beginning of the movie.
But like,
then,
if you have the clue, if you have the chance to speak Norwegian, the movie basically will be given to you. Like,
but I think that's a really interesting little kind of. Yeah, I think that's really interesting. But the things what I liked about it anyway, the initial startup,
the dog thing
with the dog, the dog was running through the environment, and it's been chased by his helicopter. And obviously, the geezer in the helicopter was also trained as a stormtrooper because he kept fucking missing.
Yeah.
Like.
Also, you have like glasses with like a tiny little frame.
Yeah, but he also had a fucking 50 cal sniper rifle, and he had fucking like grenades as well. I mean, he kept missing left, right, and centre. That dog went there without a scratch on him. You know.
But I don't think the character would have been a soldier. I think it would have been a scientist.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough. But the point I want to make is right. One thing I liked about it is like because you knew the dog was weird, right? There was something off about the dog. The way it kept like looking out the windows.
Great acting for
really good things. I mean, if it just kind of stuck to that, rather than going all out for the schlocky kind of horror stuff, I think it would have been a lot more effective because, like, I love that. I love that kind of because the dog was acting weird and there was something off about the dog. Do you know what I mean? And then right up to the point where he kind of is locked in the cage with the other dogs, and then he kind of mutates, and it just like looks silly after that. And God bless you, man, for like working so hard on it and everything.
I think he did. I think look for the time for the technology at the time. I think he did an amazing job. Like I still have to relate to thing. It was entirely practical. There's no CGI.
Obviously,
there's no CGI. But like I think this it's an horror movie as well. It's not it's a small budget as well.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. I mean, I think the budget would because like the one thing, like I said, the thing that really kind of drew me in with this film was like was the cast and the guys kind of fighting, like basically like the suspicion, fighting against each other, and you don't know who to trust, and that kind of like paranoia, that kind of like that started very very early on. Yeah. But once it took hold, it really took hold with it.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of that's what drew my interest. It was like the relationship between the characters.
That's the part that's interesting. Like, the interesting part. Yeah.
And not only that, that's where if they kind of, I'm not saying like, oh yeah, it's crap because it's old. I'm not saying that at all, because 1979 Alien, you know, the special effects on that were fucking unbelievable, and
like,
that still holds up.
There's a thing with Alien, and the thing Alien hide a lot of this thing.
Yeah, but that's exactly.
Show don't tell. Do like it's like you see the monster for a glimpse, or you see in the darkness.
Yeah,
but I think they were showing too much of it.
Yeah, they were showing way too much of it, and not only that, I think I think it would be a lot more interesting if it was like, okay, you only
more
saw
psychological.
Way more psychological. Less emphasis on like all the fucking silly kind of like weird monstrosities, but more kind of emphasis on the paranoia. More emphasis, because they did that really well.
The novel is more about that. Like, of course, you have 24, like 40 characters and stuff like that. I think more than 40, maybe like around 40. And you know, it's all about this. It's all about like the fear of your friend. Like, it's that's the thing.
Because like things is like, for instance, well, I mean, a great example would be like if you look at a historical context, like during the Soviet occupation of East Germany,
the Cold War.
Yeah, during the Cold War, like you had the Stasi. The Stasi were like basically integrated to everybody. Everyone was grasping on everyone. Everyone was telling tales. You didn't know, like you could be going around to your best mate, and you might mention in passing that Stalin's a bit of a dickhead. Then he goes running to the Stasi. And next thing he's like, there's jackboots kicking down your door and dragging you out in the middle of the night. See, that's the thing. Is like, that's where it could have been really interesting in terms of like developing more on the psychological horror rather than the actual practical effects.
But I think he kind of nailed it. Kind of nailed that aspect.
Yeah, he did that very well. I think. I don't. That's the thing. That's the one thing that really holds the film for me. That's what kind of keeps it together. Because if you didn't have a cast, I mean, look at it this way. Like, I mean, let's have a look at the cast here quickly. Like, you got the likes of Kurt Russell. I mean, Kurt Russell's always been fucking cool, and this is around the time he was playing Snake Plissken as well in the in Escape from LA.
He's not even a good. He's not even a good guy. He's not even a good guy in the show.
No, he's a bit of an arrogant prick.
Yeah. You can see that at the beginning when he basically killed the robot, because I think the robot was cheating, or you know, he did shit to win against him.
Yeah.
So that's why he's pissed off, like, because the robot do whatever he can to win.
Yeah.
And like cheating and everything, and basically it's a bit like the.
I think it was more a case of just being a sore loser. Myself.
He's a sore loser, yeah. But like it's a kind of a thing to tell you in the movie. That's the and you know, like the GB bottle, you see that coming a lot in the thing, because they become the cocktail Molotov, the Molotov cocktail.
Yeah.
Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, Molotov cocktail. You got it right.
Or cocktail Molotov. Which one is the correct way?
Well, in English, it should be Molotov cocktail.
Molotov cocktail.
You got it right.
But like it's funny because the computer could be taking like the monster, trying to make to try to win no matter what. They always have the monster always have like every time they do this, the monster already have 5-4 like step ahead of him, like, you know, like when they're thinking about testing the blood is already been destroyed, you know, like
that's right.
When they're going to blow up the ship that he's trying to build, he already planned to turn off all the light, all the heat, and just waiting for the rescue come in spring, like.
Yeah.
So he's always ahead of them. And like the thing with the whiskey, and he pour it down to kill the thing, is a bit an homage that they use the same bottle to kill the thing with the Molotov cocktail, basically.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's a, you know, I think it's a really cool film. I mean, I like it. I do like it. I think that's what. But yeah, it is kind of rescued for me by the cast, by Kurt Russell, by like Keith David, who plays a guy called Charles. And he's kind of like he's
a second, like, you know, like charismatic, and you know, like people follow him, you know, like.
Yeah.
And
it's like the two, and him and Kurt Russell's character McCready are kind of always like at loggerheads a little bit. They're kind of knocking at each other.
Yeah, basically they're like both disputing their like was it like leadership. They're both disputing. Even the leader, that was the old guy.
Yeah.
Like defect, like said, like okay, like nobody's gonna trust me because I'm the only one in charge of the key, and everybody think I destroy the blood.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give. I just like you to be in charge, like. And it's also how the movie play on because the alien is smart. It's not going to affect everybody. It's just going to affect like.
Well, it's like what was it? Well, the character, what was his name? Dr. Blau, right? He was like because like they were using the computers in a kind of like a magic computer sort of way.
Oh yeah, it was actually it's
almost like
it's
ChatGPT.
It's the most advanced computer I ever seen in 1980s. Like
oh yeah, I mean it was basically ChatGPT. What are the chances if of like the entire world getting affected? He said 27,000. Actually, I want to do the maths there.
27 hours. It's 3 years. 23,000 hours.
It's 27,000 hours.
So 3 years, I think.
Right, let me just work it out quickly.
Go on. In 3 years. In 3 years, the whole world will be.
27,000 hours. Divide that by 27,000 hours. Divide that by what? But divide that by 24. Divide that over 1,125 days.
Which is?
Divide that by 365. That's just over 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
Yeah,
3 years.
fair enough. So yeah, so 3 years. So in 3 years, like the entire world will be infected. So basically, all you wanted to do is because the setting of the film, they sent it out, but it's set out in like an Antarctic research base. You know, which when you think about it, like aside from, I mean, like with Alien. Because I think Alien's going to be an obvious kind of like juxtaposition with this movie.
It was compared. It was a compare.
Yeah, they're very comparable in terms of their themes, in terms of like, while slightly different in terms of execution, in terms of their premise, but there are some similarities that go on between both movies. But can you imagine a more hostile environment on Earth than Antarctica?
It's the worst place on Earth.
Exactly.
There's no life there.
No, I mean, aside from penguins.
No, there's not even penguins.
There is.
There may be some penguins, but there's literally in the island of in the main island of Antarctica, there's nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even bears, not even things.
Because I was actually watching something interesting about that recently on YouTube, right? But at one point, Antarctica was actually attached to both Australia and South America. Then I reckon about 40 million or so years ago, like Antarctica finally became detached from South America. Like Australia had already become detached at this point. So then what happened was because it's basically at the bottom of the fucking planet. There's a current that goes around the entirety of Antarctica. That's what actually caused it to glaciate. Because at one point it had trees, it had ferns. It was actually quite warm down there. There was like they reckon well, obviously not as yet undiscovered, but from what have been able to discover in terms of fossilization, they found like possums, they found ferns, they found seeds, they found all kinds of things down there. So they reckon it was like deciduous forests down there. It was like a vibrant and verdant world at one point, but because once it got cut off, and because there's a current that circumnavigates the entirety of the continent, that completely cuts it off.
So if I understand, so it was like fertile and all that thing when it was attached to the continent.
Yes.
And the water could not access it. But since the water accessed it, it cooled down the
exactly,
place. Okay.
Basically. But it's
all the wind, all the water
exactly.
current.
And not only that, I mean, so yeah, basically, you've got this kind of frozen white hellscape. So that's completely hostile to life. So having it set there, although I mean, what was it? You said it was shot in British Columbia and the sets were done in
Los Angeles. Yeah.
But I still think it works really fucking well.
Like the inside set look perfectly good.
It looks really good.
Everything looked very good.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, it looks great for its time. Like I said, aside from the monsters, like I think for its time, I think it looks fantastic.
Like I think scenaristically, I think it's one of the best horror movie, because some horror movie like in scenario and stories, or I think they kind of like in that sense. And I think this one is pretty remarkable on the storytelling, because if you think about it, the story already started and you're not there.
Yeah.
Like when you see the Norwegian base, oh, by the way, the Norwegian base is actually the American base after they blow it up. So they
reused it.
Yes,
That's
so,
really clever.
yeah. Basically, they after they blow up the main stage that they had for the American base, they just
redressed with the set.
There we go, and
Class.
did the beginning.
That's so
there.
good.
It's smart. It's just smart. It's smart cinema making. That's the same. That's basically the set, and they redecorate the set for making like.
That's really fucking clever, man.
Yeah.
You see, that's the thing. I mean, like, when you got a limited budget, I know it goes about this all the fucking time.
But you came up with smart solutions.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, just like you look. So the set that you see, the no vision set, is actually the American base blow up. But they shoot it. It's exactly the same.
Creativity is born from constraint. That is so fucking clever.
Yeah, and then what I was saying, the movie starts without you.
Yes.
The movie already started. You just you have no clue and you don't know what's going on, and you have this no vision trying to shoot that dog, and you're clueless from the beginning of the movie. And I kind of like doing like all this when you go to this no vision base and you see what's going on and you see some ice, and later you find out that it's an alien thing attacking them. But all that beginning, you don't know what's happening. You just see that dog that act weird, and every time you see a shot of that dog, there is the music starting playing. Dun 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 dun. Dun. Also,
it's like a 2-note bass.
Yes, Endo. No, what's his name again? Ennio Morricone.
Yeah.
Ennio Morricone.
Morricone.
Ennio Morricone.
Yeah,
I think. So Ennio Morricone did the score for that for the thing, and only used like pretty much like a fifth of all the music that he did for the thing. Do you know the rest of the music when?
Where?
The Eiffel 8. He did reuse some of this of the tune that he wrote for Eiffel 8.
That's class.
Which is also the same theme as well, you know, like they are like the ice thing, air isolation.
That's right. Yeah,
also, like when you say like
Kurt Russell's in that as well.
Kurt Russell is also in there, yeah. But like there's also the theme of isolation, like worked very well in Ali, and like they are in the middle of space. There's nobody they can contact. There's nobody they can call. And this is the same thing, but on Earth, which is even more terrifying because when you think, oh, they're in space, it's logic that nobody can hear them because it's so far away. There's so much distance. They are literally on Earth. And they are cut from everybody else.
Well, that's the thing, though. I mean, like, just because this is probably what, like, I suppose we're lucky in a way because like we live in a relatively like we live in a westernized country in Ireland, but there's some parts of this country. I mean, like today, like we just had a storm come through, Storm Agnes, right? And I was driving, I wasn't driving, my mum was driving, but we were going to go one way. Instead, we had to turn around and come another because we were going to go like a more kind of like mountainous passage to come up here today. And I had a really bad feeling about it.
Yeah, but and it was like something whether it was at the moment we were shooting, it was a orange alert. Orange
alert. So there was strong winds, heavy rain, and it was just like we were going through. There was basically bits of tree logs, tree branches, things were fucking dashing around our heads, and I was like, no. U-turn. So I pulled a U-turn and went back, and we came in a different direction. And we've still managed to get to here on time and everything else. But it's just a case of like, it was definitely a situation where like, you can. It doesn't really matter where you are. You can find yourself in situations that are kind of where you can be isolated very easily. But there are certain areas on Earth that exemplify that even better. Antarctica or the Arctic could be one. Do the jungle, like jungles,
or do the
deserts.
jungle and deserts. There's life. There's not you can see immediately, but there's life. True. In the middle of Antarctica, there's no life.
Yeah, you're right.
It's only wind and ice. And the dog that they have, they brought him back from the mainland, because they don't have. There's no dogs there. There's no life in the center of Antarctica, but like. Basically, So there's that theme of isolation, and if they cannot reach out for some reason, the radio doesn't work, or nobody's answering the phone.
Because there was storms coming in, because they do mention, they say right, they were trying to get hold of like even before like the alien kind of invaded the the research base. They were trying to get hold of someone so they could, basically
Report.
back and, maybe get picked up or whatever to get out of there for the winter. Because apparently that's what goes on in Antarctica. Like a lot of researchers will go down during the spring and summer when the weather's relatively decent, and then fuck off back when during
winter.
yeah, because it's it's going to be horrific. So I mean, it's an isolated part of the world. Like, it's an incredibly isolated part of the world. And as you rightly say, there's fucking no life around there at all.
Miles
And miles of just desolate wasteland.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And, if you... So, where better to have an alien kind of come down and fuck shit up?
But you know there was the continent with the highest IQ? When you think about it, that makes sense, to be fair.
Because it's full of research.
It's full of scientists. It's the continent with the highest IQ.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, if they set up a government down there might be some hope for humanity.
No.
Because the politicians we have in, either in Ireland or in the UK.
No, but they're not politicians. They're like, you don't ask scientists to be politicians.
Well, I mean, you've got to have some kind of political structure if you're going to form a government. But anyway, not that we've got to worry about that.
You need charisma for doing politics. It's a charisma thing. You need to be like well spoken and you can be smart and know everything about like a molecule and some atomic bomb and stuff like that, or even computer. But if you don't have a social skill, like nobody's going to follow you.
Which is why Neil deGrasse Tyson is so popular, or Brian Cox, Dr. Brian Cox.
Yeah, but they're not scientists. They're a very smart person, but like...
No, they are. They're both researchers.
deGrasse Tyson? Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson, sorry. I thought you talk about Martin Luther King or something like that. But like, for example, those people, like political people, they're like very they're very intelligent, but they're not science intelligent.
Yeah, well, Martin Luther King was a doctor.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Dr. Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King.
Ah, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Fair.
So they're very smart people. You do need. I mean, I suppose with politicians, you do need a certain amount of charisma. Which when you look at the fucking charisma void of politics that is the UK, makes me wonder like how low do you have to go? I mean, like Boris Johnson's a fucking knuckle dragging Neanderthal, but never mind. But yeah, in terms of like this movie here, though, I mean, like I actually really enjoyed it. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it in spite of the kind of more horror trappings than because of them. I will say that. I think, like, I mean, God bless you, man. What was his name again? I mean, from your notes?
It was his name was Robert Bottin. Bottin. Bottine.
All right, Robertine. Robertine, God bless you, mate. I mean, I don't doubt you put a lot of work into those visual effects, but the actual designs, I really wasn't keen on.
Maybe he was closest to the book,
Maybe not, but the thing. Well, you know what really kind of threw me about it? Because, like, again, I like the thing with the dog, and it would have been so much cooler.
One of my favorite things is when the one of the guy got killed by the thing, but it's completely like without any gore or stuff like that. It's when he gets his hand.
That's towards the end, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the best.
Yeah, if they could have done it in such a way where like the assimilation didn't necessarily need all this kind of like, I don't know, all the kind of silly over the top blood and gore and like intestines and things being twisted and contorted. I mean, it just looks silly to me. But
it's the point of the film. Like they cannot go without it. The point of the film is that thing it's not human, but yet has human feature. You have the eyes, teeth, and
and it can assimilate.
It's close to home with like by being a monster, like It's for that's the theme of the thing is the basically that's like it's basically you cannot recognize what the fuck that is. But there's things that you recognize in it, like there's intestine, there is eyes, there is teeth. That's the theme of the alien, basically.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I just for whatever reason it didn't work for me. I mean, like I said, I think it was a bit too. I thought the gore was unnecessary. I thought the contortions looked a bit silly. While I do take your point, and I understand that, I just don't think it worked for me. But in terms of the actual, like I said, it doesn't stop it being a good movie to me.
No.
Because the thing is, like, it's the strength of the cast and the strength of the characters that really kind of kept me invested. Because, like, if it had been a worse script, if it had been worse actors, if it had been just basically, a schlocky, stupid horror movie without it.
But it
that
isn't.
took
It
itself to-
isn't. It
no,
isn't.
it's not. That's the thing. That's what I like about it. I'm not saying it is. This is what I like about it. If it had been just a silly, schlocky horror movie, I wouldn't have been interested in it. But because the characters are so strong, because you feel the tension amongst the cast, you feel the fact that they don't trust each other. You can see the blood test.
Yes.
Right, where he's got the hot wire and he's dipping it in because he worked out that really, if
Like the thing will try to survive. It can separate himself in many pieces, and each pieces want to survive.
Yes. So he spots that. He notices that. So what he does is he cuts blood from everybody. He sticks a hot wire in it. The tension. Right, so when you put the wire in and the blood reacted as expected, you could see the relief in the characters. It's things like that I really liked.
Like, have you seen that the character that was actually the thing? Before he get wire, he like everybody was looking at him doing the thing, and he was the only one looking at the floor, like waiting for it.
Yeah.
And at some point, and the thing is like, okay, I guess the jig is up. He has this look on his face. Okay, the jig is up. Also for that scene, the director of photography, to tell you in that scene, that's why I find a bit disappointing, because he only used this in that scene. Every character that's not the thing has highlight in the eyes. Like the spark, it has a spark. Like it has the light reflection in the eye.
Okay.
The part. No, it doesn't work because he only did it for that scene, but it doesn't work for the rest of the scene because you see the spark in other actor that's supposed to be the thing.
Right.
But in that scene, when they were all close up of their faces, everybody has a little highlight. In the eyes, except for this guy, who his eye was like completely covered, black. There's no light in there.
So basically,
he was already dead.
Yeah, or absence of soul, so to speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? If he'd actually carried that through, that would have been, because that would have been something that would.
But it's only carried through in one scene, and I think that's a bit disappointing.
Yeah, exactly. There's things because if you're going to do something like that, it's like usually when you watch a movie, it's like the whole kind of Chekhov's gun thing, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? But. Chekhov's got a rifle. Eventually, the rifle's going to get used. But the thing is, what you're doing by showing the rifle, or by showing if he'd managed to do that throughout the entirety of the film, showing the reflections in people's eyes, and then it's something that eventually like someone in the audience would pick up. But I'd imagine, especially back in 1982, that would have been very hard to try and pull off.
Yeah.
Now you can do it with just After Effects or whatever.
Yeah.
But
there was he only did for that scene. I think it's a bit like he did talk about it in one of the documentaries about it. But I think it's a bit disappointing that he didn't do with everything. But I think he couldn't do with everything because it's something so hard to manage. He has to be in a close-up, because if he's in a wider shot, maybe the actor is going to catch up a highlight and stuff like that, and we have to redo the scene. It's like there is time constraint. There is people there is
technological
constraint.
So there's obviously so you can understand it. I mean, like I said, if this had been done now, couple of dots in After Effects, you're grand.
Also, there's a bit of contradiction with how works the creature. For example, the one that pointed out that the head was running away was one of the thing as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So is it because he wanted to gain the trust of everybody else by pointing out that this thing is getting away?
Maybe.
Or maybe the thing is in you, but you don't realize it until it's too late.
You know what? I think the mechanics of it are never
explained.
Never really truly explained.
It's extremely alien,
Yeah, but I think, to be honest,
for example, the guy who died from a heart attack, but is infected by the thing.
Yeah.
Was it the thing that faked the heart attack?
Yeah.
Or maybe did he have a heart attack, but he was still contaminated by the thing?
Well, this is the thing, though. I mean, I think the problem, you encounter this a lot in sci-fi.
Yeah,
when it's there's usually a little bit of hand waving going on, because you can't always think through everything.
Yeah.
You just got to take. But if you explain enough, if you give them enough information, then you can take it as read.
Yeah.
But I don't think the actual science fiction of this particularly works.
Okay.
I don't think the horror particularly works. But the the schlocky end of things. The psychological things, it's the tension. Like I said, that's the thing that really kind of holds the thing up for me, because it could, I could have very easily checked out this movie after about fucking 10, 15 minutes, but it's because of the strength of the cast.
Yeah.
That's what really kept me invested, and I mean, because if you go to Rotten Tomatoes here.
Can I say something? At the box office release, that was a failure.
Yeah, I know.
This movie was a failure at the box office.
Like adjusted for inflation, it only did $50 million.
It was a failure for the box office thing.
Yeah.
What saved him was the DVD or like VHS home video.
Because obviously it's a cult classic.
It's a cult classic. Yeah.
Yeah, and justifiably so. I mean, like if you look at the audience ratings,
the critics said it was too gory. It was too gory. It was basically they call it a porn of violence. Basically, it was like over the top. It was like
yeah, maybe. I mean, but in fairness, let me get this on. It's 85% tomato, 85% certified fresh. Audience scores 92%. It is favourably viewed upon it. It's justifiably a cult classic. So anyway, go on.
But like what I was going to say, like, the thing is I lost myself really easily.
We're talking about critics.
The critics, okay, and you get like a cult following. And also the critics kind of compare it to another film that was released almost at the same time, was E.T. I think E.T. was released.
Yeah, it was 1981.
Yeah, so this one is 1982. And basically the very nice, softly alien, and maybe it was compared to this, and
bit unfair, really.
Extremely unfair, I think. But yeah, that was like. Some people thought, really, like you did as well, the thing was too much. The alien was too much. The gory was it was like, yeah, it was too much.
Well, the thing is, I mean, it's not gore that really puts me off.
It's the silliness of it.
It just looks kind of it looks schlocky and goofy. That's what really pulls me.
I don't think so. Like, because I put myself like with the medium, for example, as the medium that they use is this, and I think it's it's fake. So you kind of like this like you go in the play, the set is not a real set. It's like what do you call that? It's disbelief.
Suspension of disbelief.
Suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, but the thing is with suspension of disbelief, and this is where you kind of got to be very careful with it. And I think it works again. Very nearly for me at least anyway. Very nearly works against it because the horror elements of it are as schlocky as they are. It removes that kind of it almost stops me suspending my disbelief.
Look, it's the same. It's basically the same after effect that, for example, Total Recall.
Yeah, but
do you think that Total Recall is also...
Total Recall also doesn't take itself seriously and is very funny.
Yeah. Are you judging the use of those effects, or you don't like the style of it?
Okay, let me answer that question. Right, well, give me time to answer this for a second.
Is it just a question of style, or is it a question of the medium you use?
Let me qualify my thoughts. All right, okay. Now, what I don't like is I think they went a little bit too... I think it could have done with more restraint, right?
More shadows, more
hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, like, I think when horror's most effective, like we talked about Alien, right? The reason why Alien was so effective...
You never see the alien full sight.
Yeah, you don't. It's always in shadow. It's always in glimpses. It's always with highlights. It's always like, there's, it reveals the monster bit by bit, and it doesn't, and when it does it, right, like for instance, the scene with the chest buster, that's fucking terrifying. It's not that, and again, bear in mind that came out 3 years prior. That was in '79, right? I still think that holds up incredibly well. So the thing is, like, I think that also the technical expertise on Alien was better than the technical expertise on the Thing. I think with the Thing, like, sometimes the monsters look too static. Sometimes they don't look alive. They don't look feasible.
And do you know why? I actually find the reason why you don't like it. It's puppetry, and the alien is a costume. It's a real actor animating the thing.
Yeah. Yes, to a degree.
And basically, it's the thing. The alien in the Thing is totally mechanic. And also, most of the footage that you see reverse. So for that, maybe it can look weird. Most of the footage that you see the tentacles going out is actually the tentacle going in. Because you cannot do this effect like you have to reverse most of the footage or stuff like that. So there was a lot of playing with the footage, playing with the image, and it kind of gave this fake look. Maybe that's what you.
No, again, I mean, things. What you're doing, you're assuming that's why I don't like it. I'm not saying that at all.
Okay.
All right, because I do. Look, I understand that you got to deal with the technology you have available to you. So I'm not judging it on a technical basis in that regard, but in terms of like. But again, of a similar era, and I'm using Alien as a counterpoint. But the thing is, like, it's not even just the Alien itself. Like, you got also in mind, like, the Alien head is puppetry. Do you know what I mean? There's puppetry. There's basically the level of technical special effects mastery is far greater, and because of the intelligent use of cinematography, it's more effective. Thing is, with the problem is with it is that everything's shot fully in light. You can see how daft it looks, and to me it does look daft. But yeah, I just don't. The moments that are supposed to be horrific don't look horrific for me. They look stupid, and it kind of. And like I said, were it not for the strength of the cast, were it not for the tension, were it not for all the the personal interplays that go on throughout the course of the film, and like I said, and pretty fucking good acting as well. Like, the acting is absolutely fucking brilliant for a film of this type. Because again, it's very easy to descend into fucking stupidity. It takes the premise fairly seriously, and the actors take it fairly seriously, and you believe that they take it seriously.
Each actor is like afraid for their life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the problem is, the moment you start looking at exactly what they're running from, it's like, really? And that's the problem. That's where my suspension of disbelief kind of, runs into issues. Shall we say?
Well, it was not a problem for me. I think it was.
Fair enough.
It was a pretty good special effect for the time, and I'm agree on that sense that it was too much gory and maybe should have been focused on something more subtle for the alien. Do you know? Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, but like also it's the aspect of kind of a Lovecraftian kind of thing. You don't understand what you're actually seeing. Like it's the like
Cthulhu and all that kind of crap,
thing.
yeah.
It's like it's something that you cannot imagine like how it works, or you don't understand.
Well, to be honest, the Lovecraft by all accounts didn't really understand too much himself. He was a bit of a silly fucker.
Yeah, but like yeah, but
he did create an interesting lore though. The whole Lovecraftian thing, the Call of Cthulhu and all that sort of crack. Do you know what I mean? His books are interesting reads.
Yeah, you've read the books?
Yeah, I've read some of his stuff. Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's yeah. I feel a bit disappointed that you didn't like the special effect or thing, but
why do you feel disappointed by whether or
no?
not
But
I
like,
like
it's I think it was one of the main aspects of the movie. Like when I watched it first, like it's like it's for the special effect, but then I realized that the acting is the because if you just have the special effect with terrible acting, the movie will be shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. If anything, that's probably the preferable thing. Like, I'd rather have crap fucking special effects and great performances than amazing special effects and shit performances. Mm-hmm. But then again, I don't know. I mean, like,
but like the movie playing. You're saying something? Sorry.
No.
The movie is playing with his character, and I kind of love it because a premise of a horror movie, when all the characters are together, it's a safe space because there's safety in numbers.
Yeah,
it's when they are separated that they all start dying all together, like in a classic horror movie. And this movie break the classic horror movie tropes. For example, there's none of the black character die first.
True.
Yeah, and also one black character survive.
Yeah, Charles.
Well, survive. I'm going to talk about it.
Okay,
but like, it's when they are together that's the tension is. Do you know?
Yeah.
When they are alone, it's where there is no risk. When you see the character of Carl Russell alone, that's where there is no risk because there's nobody going to attack him. Maybe they kind of put his head over there and they frame the door like so you can see if somebody coming in in the shots like you're almost thinking like the thing is gonna crawl behind him because he leave the space in the shot for it to happen. But that's what counts as Tarantino. Like if you don't show anything but you leave the thing there, it's all your imagination
does the work.
It does the work better than if you're showing it.
Yeah,
and that's what you're right. Maybe you should have left the imagination of the audience do the work for the creature.
Yeah.
For example, for the scene of the dog thing, just do the point of view of the thing, and you don't see the thing. You just see the tentacles going on,
The
like
shadows.
this. You just see the tentacles going like this, but you never see the full thing, and you just shot the horror of the thing, and then the flame, and the scream. So you're only left with your imagination what the thing looked like.
Yeah.
And your imagination is always better than the thing that it is. Like,
Yeah. It's like, for instance, you know what was one really effective scene, right? This is before the dog turns, but you remember, like, you'll see like footage of the dog like walking around the base.
Oh, the corridor scene, amazing.
Yeah, and then
Acting that it goes there, but then you see there's somebody there, and it goes over there,
and he goes in the door, and you only see your man in shadow, and your man turns around.
By the way,
and that's it.
John Carpenter, for make sure that you don't know who that is none of the actors. It's another actor that they use to do the shadow.
Clever.
It's none of the basically for the silhouette of the shadow. He didn't use any of the actor that he has. He used somebody else that it was not in the movie.
Clever.
Just to adapt his sense of identity. Like they all look familiar. Like he has like a kind of a curly hair. There's a lot of characters with curly hair.
Yeah, it's the late 70s, early 80s.
There's no distinction of this clothes that he's wearing.
Yeah.
So there's like he could be wearing any of their clothes or stuff like that.
So that's the thing. I mean, like, it's things like that were really smart. I mean, like I said, it's like suspense is more often. It's like with Psycho, like the Alfred Hitchcock film from the 1960s. Like a lot of the stuff that a lot of stuff that went on was all kind of like in shadow. It's like, for instance, when he creeps up on the girl in the shadow, like he pulls a curtain, she turns around, she screams. You see the knife for it.
You just see your point of view. That's why it's more terrifying. No, you don't see point. Yeah,
you
just see her.
You don't see her, but then you see certain actions that are taking place.
You see the knife. You don't see the knife going in, but you see the pool of blood. You see the knife going up, but you never seen the
exactly. See things like you don't
see the brutality. You don't see the brutality.
Yeah, you don't see the brutality because the brutality is, again, in your imagination, it's way more brutal. I mean, this is where like with smart horror movies, that's what they'll do. They'll give you just enough information for it to be as horrific as possible.
For example, for an horrific scene, for example, like in Drive or in they don't show you the when the character crush the skull of somebody. It doesn't show you the foot who's crushing the thing.
Yeah, it's like maybe they could show half the doorway.
They could show in a half a frame, but like the thing, the sound and the action without seeing the impact sell it better than if you show it.
Exactly. Because if you show it, it just looks like a visual effect then. And sometimes it looks creepy.
Quentin Tarantino explained this in his movie Reservoir Dog. There's two shots. One shot when you see like the hair being cut off, straight up. Do you know, like the camera is on it, and you can see like the prop being cut of the guy. Or there's one scene when the camera before he cut the ear, the camera look away over there. You know.
Yeah.
And who is the most impactful? The camera will look away.
Yeah.
Because you look away and you just hear the scream thing, and you left with your imagination.
Exactly. See, that's the thing. I mean, like I reckon, or like I said, if they'd just been a bit more restrained, right? If they hadn't gone all in on making things look as fucking grotesque as possible, I think this film would have gone. And again, I'm taking into account because I remember I did film studies for A level. I only got a D in it because I hardly ever attended when we went to watch movies. And I was really crap at writing essays. But yeah, we sat down. We were watching these. We sit down and we watch movies, and we talk about the technology of the day. Because I used to remember, like my teacher, what was her name? O'Brien. Oh, she was an old girl. Something O'Brien, her name was, but she was an absolute fucking sweetheart. Mm-hmm. Really lovely woman, and. We'd always talk about the technology of the time, and like this is the late 90s. I was a smart ass fucking 17-year-old thinking I knew better than everyone, and what I'd always try and so I was like, yeah, technology now is so much better so therefore everything else beforehand should be disregarded. Well, now you get older, you develop more of an appreciation, especially when you look further back than yourself, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So. When you're looking at the technology of the time, it's not so much I'm slagging it because it looks so shit, man. It would be so much better if it was done today. Not necessarily,
because the 2001 remake / prequel was entirely made in CGI, and people shit about that movie as well.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. CGI doesn't make it any better. Like I was saying, like good puppetry and good puppetry, great lighting, good use of photography.
And maybe using both CGI and practical.
Yeah, I mean, but even back then, I'm talking from 1980. So this
Okay,
film was released in
1981.
82.
92, sorry.
Well, it was released in 82, so it was probably shot around 81, 82. So anyway, if you right, so you use great light, smart lighting, smart camera choices,
Smart composition,
restrain yourself, right?
like in Ennio Morricone in his score, like.
Yeah, exactly. It's just two fucking bass notes.
Some you know, some music composer will put every music they can, or they will put music in every fucking scene.
Yeah.
He doesn't. I'm sure he wrote like 50 songs, but he only used 2.
Probably. I mean,
probably two,
you're saying that though, because I'm listening to a lot, because like the problem with streaming on Twitch is like you can't use like music, you know, like from artists, so to speak. Like, you know, I can't listen to Rage Against the Machine. I can't listen to Queens of the Stone Age, one of my favourite bands.
Yeah.
But what I've been doing to get around it is been listening to soundtracks.
Yeah, soundtracks of movies or soundtracks of video games.
So I've been listening to a lot of Hans Zimmer soundtracks and shit like that. Hans Zimmer's fucking amazing. We listen to other soundtracks as well. So I was, but yeah, a lot of Hans Zimmer. So Dune, Inception.
But Hans Zimmer is a great composer.
Oh, he is, man. He's fucking fantastic.
But you know what? The thing that's good with Ennio Morricone, it just used just what he needs.
Yeah, but this is what I was going to get to. I mean, in terms of the difference in how both of these guys approach putting a film score together.
Yeah,
it's like Hans Zimmer. It's like he'll make
orchestra.
It's this orchestral, emotional, like Dune. Like, you know, he'll put in like Arab elements in there and kind of that kind of
guitar, saturated guitar.
Yeah,
or
like you know, there's this, you know, or like his stuff with the early days of the Pirates of the Caribbean series, like you know, the sense of adventure and everything else.
Like the call to the adventure.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
But Enrico Morricone, he's like, well, he's a lot more stripped back. He's a lot more restrained, and I think if the guys doing the visual effects in the thing took the same sort of restraint and approach to restraint as Enrico Morricone did for the score, because it's effective. It builds tension. Da-dun, da-dun.
Yeah,
it's like a heartbeat.
It's a heartbeat. Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's very smart.
Doom, 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 doom. Yeah. It is like a heartbeat.
So that's the thing. It's like that's literally. So by doing that, by using that restraint, it builds that tension and it builds that sense of suspense. And I just like I said, I just wish they did that with the thing, because I think, like I said, I reckon like the core of the thing is fucking brilliant, right? I think there were a couple of, like I said, it's just the visual effects that does let it down for me a little bit. But it doesn't mean it's a bad movie. Would I recommend people watch it? Absolutely.
It's a great movie to basically. If you want to write tension, if you want to write like like a character that is like the theme of the trust, the theme of the relationship with the character, this movie is great for relationship with character.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely,
great.
Brilliant.
Also, by the way, I think Carpenter is remaking The Thing again.
Why?
Apparently, it's a project working at the moment to do The Thing again.
Well, it's in pre-production, is it?
It's pre-production, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see how it turns out. I mean, I won't be too optimistic about it.
What do you think about the ending of the movie?
The ending?
With the child and Macri.
I think...
It is a strange scene, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like, it's basically like everything's happened.
Yeah, and we saw him running away.
Yeah,
for no reason, and the reason he gave, he thought he saw the doctor, so he go and chase him and got lost in the storm.
Whether that's true or not,
whether that's true or not, we don't know. And but like in the sense, child could be distrustful of thing. Also, there's okay. For example, it has this bottle in the end.
Yeah,
and all those bottles were used to do Molotov cocktail.
Yeah.
And I would assume that Macri would have kept one bottle just in case the thing come back. But he doesn't want to kill his friend if he's real or not. And he cannot taste the blood or he cannot do anything. So the theory goes that he actually give him the bottle. It's like he give him the bottle. And the bottle is full of petrol. And he drinks it. Like nothing is. And when you take the bottle and drink it, the score starts again. Dun, 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 dun. And he starts laughing. Because it just bust him out that he is actually the thing in disguise again.
Ah.
and the movie hand like this. With you maybe thinking that is in front of the thing once again, like.
Yeah, well, I think to be honest
also in that scene as well,
go
Kurt Russell has his character breathing heavily.
you
You
see the
smoke,
vapor,
and you don't see the smoke coming out of his mouth. Never you see the smoke coming out of this mouth. And that's
a good point.
Yeah, and also this scene could be debunked because there's a lot of clue that tell you that's not the case.
Yeah.
For example, he was almost going to reach to drink the bottle. Why would he drink the bottle if it was full of gasoline in the thing?
True.
What he will okay, also you see that he blew up the camp, and then later on you see his own cabinet at distance of the camp being blown up as well.
Yeah.
But you see he has a blanket, and he probably took a bottle from his cabinet and then blow up the cabinet.
Yeah.
Basically. So there's like a lot of things that tell you that that's not the ending that you think is. And there's a lot of clue that's left there, like maybe that's that thing. And you see, this is distrust of the scenario of the movie. The movie give you clues that maybe like it's just making this uncertainty, like at the end, like
yeah. I think that was by design because I definitely felt there was like something up in the air about it.
Also, when you see that shot, when you see he's on the corridor, he's watching the window, he's waiting for somebody to come in. And then you see that POV vision when you can see the doorway, where the door is open, the snow is out, and one of the jacket is missing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the theory say that the jacket is missing because he ripped the jacket of Child, and the new imitation Child, took another jacket to blend in, like.
Right.
Because he's missing a jacket on the entrance.
Okay.
And you see that with that POV thing, and then you see him running away from the thing. It's just like, so there's a lot of clue that's left there to tell you that maybe child is the thing as well.
Okay.
And I kind of like this little like thing. Same with like the highlight, same thing with the heat of the smoke. Play with those natural thing that occurs, and make sure that the enemy doesn't have those natural thing because it's not natural.
Yeah. I think that's a valid point. Like I think, because like I think. Yeah, the potential. Yeah, I like the ending. I like the fact that there was a degree of uncertainty. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that is it up in the air that is it the possibility of Childs being an alien. Yeah, being with the thing. So I liked that, but I just think that I liked it. I think it ended the way it needed to end.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think because the thing is like it could have very easily overstayed its welcome. There could have been like yet another fucking fight.
Yeah,
and there could have been like I don't know, like a heroic rescue, like the US military out of nowhere decide to kind of fly by. We heard there's some trouble here
with 15 helicopters and tanks and everything.
We hadn't heard from you guys in about 6 months, so we thought we'd come down here and get you out of here quick time.
And there's no like a cliffhanger like to tell you that the alien survived and there's going to be a following to the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It leaves you with nothing.
It tells the story it needs to tell.
Yeah.
I mean, how often do we say that though? Like, come in, tell your story, fuck off. Do you know? I mean, the amount of times, like, do we need sequel bait? No, just tell your story, man. Like, but if you genuinely, it's like, for instance, at the end of the Matrix, like, fucking, you see Neo fucking fly up into the sky right at the very end.
Yeah,
like that film felt complete. That was it.
Kind of. But humanity was still enslaved in the Matrix, but like the robot was still there.
Yeah.
But like, in a sense, yes, it kind of sound complete.
Yeah. Basically, the hero's journey was, he'd become the hero, and then the sequels. I still haven't seen Resurrection yet, but I think I like it when films just come and tell their story. Like John Wick, you always kind of got the feeling there was more to it, and they left that open. Like with say Jason Bourne, like in the Bourne series.
You should have stopped at the third. I'm not very fan of the following.
I didn't mind the Bourne Legacy. I wasn't so keen on Jason Bourne, the fifth one. I thought that.
I didn't know it was.
But I haven't. Yeah, there was basically like I like the original trilogy. Like the original trilogy's cracking. Legacy, not so keen on. And then Go Away Sky. I don't want to know about your streaming service, you tits. But yeah, it's but with the thing came in, told its story, and it went away again. And I like it when movies do that. You know, like Alien even did it. I mean, like the reason why Aliens the sequel worked as well as it did is because it was a different director, but of a similar caliber, James Cameron.
But a different take on the movie.
Exactly. Just did something completely fucking different. Took the same premise, the same world, the same characters, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to go fucking ham with this and have fun.
Yeah, it's going to be an action movie instead of being an horror movie.
And not only that, it developed on the lore as well, the Alien Queen and everything else.
Yeah.
So it done a lot, everything a sequel should do. But even though the first movie told the story it needed to tell, that sequel came along and actually not improved upon it, but took it in a different direction. So, you know, I don't mind sequels. It's not that, but I do appreciate when a story just comes in. You know, a film just comes in, tells the story it needs to tell, and goes away again. And maybe because it didn't do well at the box office, there was never going to be a sequel. But it developed a cult following, and now we've had where was that remake?
It was a prequel. It was a prequel.
Was it the 2011 one?
The 2011 is set in the Norwegian camp.
Is it now?
Yeah.
Interesting. Hold on a second.
And he ends with the two guys in the helicopter and the dogs running away.
Right.
And you know why we don't see the scene of the alien ship, the inside of the alien ship? It's explained in the prequel. That's one of the doctor. She was actually the Russell Crowe character kind of figure in the prequel is played by a girl. Just to contrast. So
right.
Like, we didn't want to copy and paste the same movie. You know, like, so a girl is doing like the main hero character, and she goes inside the ship and try to blow it off because the aliens try to restart the ship. So she's blowing the spacecraft from the inside.
Okay, so they try to develop on the story's original premise.
Yes, basically they try to explain what happened.
Right.
Which I and like I say, well, fair play, like, you know, like.
Yeah.
But like the problem was that with the movie it was the gore for sake of, it's the same thing you actually complain about. It was the gore for sake of gore. It was the CGI kind of look bad, chunky at some point. You know.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Because is that it? There?
This one here.
Let's have a look at it. The Thing 2011.
2011.
So that director Matthias van Hittegen. Writers John W. Campbell Jr. was involved in it. Okay. So there was Joel Egerton, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Ulrich Thomason, Eric Christian Olsen. Oh, so I got a few okay.
Also, it's like very strange that it was a Norwegian base and a Norwegian team, but everybody speaking English. But like, I understand because you don't want to have a full in Norwegian. You don't want like for example, like you don't want like nobody is trying to pulling a Norwegian accent as well. You know?
Yeah, don't do that, man.
No, it's
it sounds so painful sometimes when it's done badly. Hurdy-gurdy. I was like, no. So I'm pretty sure people up there don't speak like that.
2021.
The Thing returns. Oh wait, but there's a fucking trailer for it.
I think that's a B movie. That's literally that's a fan made movie. Give me a second. The Thing remake. Let me think. It's just a rumor.
Right. When was it dated?
That was October, and this one's June.
This year or last year?
This year.
Okay, so there's rumours of it happening.
Yeah.
Well, do you reckon they're going to try and bring back Russell?
Russell Crowe cannot.
Not Russell Crowe. Sorry, what's his name?
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
No, it is. I think they should or they do a remake and try to pay homage to the first one, so using practical and update it to a thing. But I think it could be a bad thing. You know, we can lose something of it. You know.
Yeah, well, it's the thing with remakes. Remakes, it's like, for instance, like one of the most famous remakes that and no one knows is a remake. You know, Scarface.
But like this movie The Thing is a remake. The Thing that we just watched is a remake of the Thing from Another World. It was a black and white movie released in 1950.
Okay, interesting. Oh yeah, you said
so.
That
It's already a remake.
So it's already been remade. How many more times does it need to be remade? See, this is the problem. It's like Scarface, like Scarface 1980. What was it? 1991?
Never watched it. Never watched Scarface.
The original.
No, I never watched Scarface.
Didn't you watch it with me once?
No, I didn't.
You didn't like it?
Scarface. Sorry, Scarface. I was
Yeah.
thinking about The Godfather for some reason.
Oh, you haven't watched The Godfather? Yeah, you
Because
didn't like it.
it's also Scarface.
Yeah, because it was a Scarface from the 1930s.
But like it's okay.
That was just based on the life of Al Capone. But
There we go. There we go. That's why I got confused because
fair enough.
Al Capone is also called Scarface.
That's right. So
But
yeah,
I didn't like it because basically I didn't find the movie interesting, and what I was saying about the movie that people liked about the movie because the ending is explosive, because of the explosive ending. And
I think it's more. I don't think it's just that because I think I don't like trying to put words in people's mouths, or I don't like trying to like assume I know what the audience thinks because I can only speak from my own personal view as a member of the audience. But the reason why I liked Scarface is because I liked seeing like I thought Pacino's performance was captivating. I loved seeing like how this complete fucking maniac who just got off the boat completely fucking dominated the local drug trade in Miami, got to the point of unassailable power, and then completely fucking lost it all through his own paranoia. You know, I thought it was an interesting take on that, on the whole kind of gangster story, because usually it's just like crime doesn't pay, kids. Because that was the whole idea. It's like, you know,
I think that's in that sense. I think the Goodfellas is a better movie than Scarface.
Oh, I would agree with you there.
Because it's like it's all play with music for like it doesn't never like what I like about like the Goodfellas. It never tell you what year it is, but you play music of that year.
Yeah,
like the character would be dressed differently. Do you know, like at the beginning they would dress like very do you know, like post-war, do you know, like thing.
Yeah,
and at the end they would like a flower shirt. Do you know, like people flashy. Do you know, like they go with a style.
And by the very end, they got going around in 80s shell suits because it's the 80s.
Yeah, that's the 80s. You know, but like Scarface, I don't know. Maybe it was the acting of the main what's his name again?
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino. I don't know. Maybe a bit over the top. Or do you know,
yeah, but that's Al Pacino though. I mean, he did. I mean, like every movie, whether it's Dog Day Afternoon, whether it's fucking what's the movie? The one with Keanu Reeves where he plays the devil.
Devil Advocate.
Devil's Advocate. Like his performance in Devil's Advocate, for fuck's sake, I mean, like, there's no subtlety to it.
But it's okay to be crazy because he's a fucking devil. He can do what the fuck he wants. Like,
yeah.
You know?
Well, no, or like what's the movie where he plays the blind army vet? Oh Jesus fucking Christ, what's the name of it? God damn, I can't remember. I know I could look it up. I'm just not going to bother my ass. You know what? It'll end up. We'll stop recording. I'll remember it all of a sudden. Usual way of things, But yeah, like Al Pacino's performances tend to be kind of over the top. So he's a kind of love him or loathe him kind of actor in a lot, I suppose.
I'm not like I don't. For example, like we watched the one with I think it's Heat.
I loved Heat.
Heat, yeah.
Yeah, he was a lot more toned down in that.
No, it wasn't.
For Pacino, he was toned down.
Had a great ass. No, it was not. No, it was not. It was kind of tunable down, to be fair.
Yeah,
okay,
it was slightly less Pacino in his performance there.
Yeah.
I mean, the only time he's really ever been very subtle in his performance that I can recall is The Godfather.
Or for me, it's to be fair. Or for me, it's like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. There's a role in it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he plays the little kind of Jew kind of producer.
Yeah. I know.
I suppose it's just because he's getting older. God bless his cotton socks. You know, he's got to kind of tone things down a little bit.
Yeah.
Can't be shouting at the top of his lungs all the time.
No, but like Scarface. Maybe it was the talkie, not right. Scarface was maybe because of the how the story was shown, and like I don't know. For example, like I found Scarface to be a bit static in the camera composition, a bit more boring.
Mm.
When you see like Goodfellas, when you see that scene when you go inside the restaurant following
that track
there's so many good shots. For example, like when the camera zoom in and like you have like the what's it called, dolly effect or dolly zoom thing effect. Or for example, when the trucks open and you have the red light when you put the trucks back and you have the red light on his face. He has blood on his face. Like, It's just like so many smart things, and I don't think that Scarface is that smart.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. I mean, Brian De Palma is a good director. Martin Scorsese, when he's on song, he's like, he's one of my favourites. I mean, I haven't seen every film he's ever made. He's got a new film coming out that I want to check out. It's actually made by Apple. What was it? Something over Flower Moon or something like that. It looks really fucking good. I've seen a couple of trailers for it actually.
Okay.
But yeah, Scorsese. I mean, like Scorsese is one of the greats, man.
Yeah,
he's one of the greats.
He's one of the greats. Yeah.
I mean, like you're right. I mean, Goodfellas. I'd say Goodfellas, Casino. I haven't seen that movie in years. I'd love to rewatch that at some point. There's certain movies that that really exemplify what he can do as a director. Even things like Gangs of New York, or The Departed. What a fucking film The Departed is! Yeah, such a great film.
Such a mess. It's good.
Yeah,
it's I think it's one of the best examples to follow two stories that just cross each other to have two narration and basically have them cross in the middle
yeah. Well, the things like they intersect, but they don't really meet until near the end.
Yeah,
that's the first time they actually directly encounter each other.
And the tension is basically the rat is he doesn't know that his boss is going to be caught up.
Yeah,
and he doesn't know who is the guy who give all the information, and he tried to text him. He tried to text his boss, without everybody in the thing. It's
Oh, yeah.
I think he texts inside his pocket. He tried to text him inside his pocket.
That's right. Yeah, he does it. Yeah, but just fucking hell, what a film! What a fucking film! Like Scorsese's one of the greats, mate. He's always going to be like. The amount of fucking the quality that he's produced over the years, and he's still producing now. The man's in his fucking 80s. I think he's in his well into his 80s now. Yeah, he's still fucking doing it.
I think so.
Mate, fucking keep rocking on for as long as you can, sunshine. Because when you're gone, we will miss you.
Exactly.
All right. In terms of getting back to the thing though, I mean, all right, because we were saying before, because in terms of scores, what would you rate this movie as? Because
a 7.
7. I think I think. Yeah, I reckon 7's about right, to be perfectly honest. It's like I said, there are...
But in the horror genre, I think it's the best of the horror genre.
I don't think so.
But I'm not a horror fan, to be fair. I'm not a horror fan.
Well, I mean, to be honest, in terms of horror movies, I mean,
I really love... House of the Dead or Evil Dead. Evil Dead, I love Evil Dead.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I'm people who say Evil Dead 2 is the best, or Evil Dead 3 is the best, the one with the...
I wouldn't say Army of Darkness is the best, but I it though.
I'm the one who defend the first one because I defend it for the for what he has to propose, and basically for the amount of for the budget he has, what he could pull out with it is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not disputing that at all. I mean, we watched Jordan Peele's Get Out there last week. That film's fucking brilliant.
It was Restrained, a great movie.
Absolutely fantastic film. So that's the thing, and I mean, horror movies are often much maligned, and sometimes justifiably so, because they tend to be a bit schlockier and a bit sillier.
So I think that every movie should have a bit of horror. Everybody should have a bit of comedy. Yeah. A good movie is like a movie with has a little bit of everything. For example, my example that came to mind is the movie Jojo Rabbit. The first time that Jojo find the Jew girl in his house is shown as an horror movie. To a hand pop in the thing. It shows an horror movie. Same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, sometimes I think. Sometimes it's good to have a movie that is just an outright horror movie. Do you know what I mean? I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing. And I think sometimes horror movies can be really entertaining, but a lot of horror movies are also fucking dog shit. Do you know what I mean? This is the problem. It's a very maligned genre of movies.
It's a cheap genre as well. Because I tell you, there's a lot of shit movie that we don't see, but horror movie are easily shown and produced and do
and some of the most profitable.
They are some of the profitable because they just play on something primal.
Yeah,
they don't make you think. They just give you primal emotion.
But no, I think sometimes again you're being a bit too harsh here.
I am extremely harsh.
Do you know what I mean?
I think what I'm saying. For example, all the Paranormal Activity, the Wrecked movie or stuff like that. They're movie that make you jump scares. You can do great horror movie without jump scares.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
But
Again, I'm not disputing that. The only thing I'm saying is like there are films out there that elevate the horror genre. Like I said, look again, I fully agree with you. Like there's a lot of fucking awful horror movies.
But those movies work because they just like hit the primal instinct. Like they
Yeah.
just like yeah.
Well,
the
no.
fear.
Yeah, but also some of it is just like, ooh, that's disgusting. It's the kind of like childish
the
aspect of it.
the Saw movies or the human centipede bullshit. You know, like
fucking nonsense.
there's no scenario like literally.
No, there isn't. It's just to be as disgusting as possible.
Yeah.
And fine, if that's what you like, that's what you like. I mean, more power to you. Have fun. But for me, I mean, like, but I like. I mean,
or the paranormal. No, it's like the Final Destination as well. Like it was just basically I'm going to see how the guy is going to be killed next, and the most like I would never thought of that way of dying. Like you know, like yeah.
I haven't seen. Have I seen?
I see some of those with my old housemate, and basically there's like people who die from the most stupid thing ever. Like
Yeah.
you know, like
I haven't seen those. So
died from do you like the escalator, the stairs that goes up, I think. So like it goes stripped down and all the mechanics thing. It's just some dumb way to die. But
well,
like
there's something kind of voyeuristic about it.
Like yeah, that's what I mean.
Do you know
Primal,
what I mean?
voyeuristic.
Yeah.
Like it's just like those movie works because it's a primal thing.
Yeah, but things like look at the movies that we've selected for. Let me just bring it up here, right? Because we've already done.
We only select the best of the best.
Of course we do.
Because we're like yeah.
We want to be exemplars. I was saying that's December. Let's go back to October. Okay, so after the thing now we've got Alien, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Nosferatu.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, these are three very different films.
Yeah.
Right, Nosferatu, I think, is going to be a bit of a challenge for us.
It's going to be a challenge to watch, and even for you, like the viewer, if you're watching the movie with us, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. But I think it's important to understand the horror movie genre.
Yeah.
To start to have Nosferatu somewhere, like you know.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. I concur with you 100% on that. I think it's valid for us to, you know, if we're going to be able to talk knowledgeably about cinema, we have to be able to talk knowledgeably about cinema throughout its entire history.
Yeah.
It's like you can't just turn around and say, oh yeah, the latest films are the best films. No, they're fucking not. Look at anything done by Marvel lately. But you look at, but also Alien, like one of the greatest horror movies of all time, in my opinion, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But like, I think that these are interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong, our original list was fucking a lot longer, but we're sticking with what we've got for now. But
maybe for next year.
Yeah. We can always have a revisit. I mean, like Psycho Man's in there, Insidious, The Omen, The Exorcist, Quiet Place, The Shining. You know, we've got some bangers in there that we've left out. So, you know, there's always next year. Hopefully we can pick it up again and we can revisit some of the ones we've missed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think that, you know, I think the horror movies, when they're done well, all right, they're a great examination of like human, not just like humans at their worst, but also humans at their best, when they're at the most resourceful, when they're at the most, you know, when they're at their wits' end, and how they deal with stress, you know, because that's the thing. That was the thing about the thing. Well,
we say the thing a lot in that video.
Yeah, I know it's going to be said a lot. I mean, it can't be helped really, given the title, but you know. The one thing that film done really fucking well was showing characters in real peril under extraordinary amounts of stress.
And nobody's heroic. Nobody's like over the top heroic, or nobody's over the top.
Yeah. Like, the characters are completely believable.
Yeah.
You know, so like it's like it. That's the thing that the thing does really, really well. I will give it a massive amount of credit for that. It really does show like what human beings can do at their best, also at their worst. You know, when they're at the most paranoid,
for example, like
schizophrenic.
there's a lot of selflessness.
Yeah.
Not by choice, because they have to, like there's no other way. Like they have to sacrifice themselves to make sure that this thing doesn't get out. You know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So selflessness, but like it shows that, but it's being honest with that. You know, like
yeah. Like, yeah, there is no there's no like hero's journey. There's no one getting pinned with a medal by the president at the end of the movie or anything like that.
No,
you know,
nobody's going back home, seeing their wife, or you know, like,
having their wife and child run at them outside like a fucking outside a picturesque house.
Yeah,
with lots of
the American flag.
Yeah, an American flag and a dog, you know, and a white picket fence. You know, there's none of that. It's just a very gritty, dark film, and I think sometimes it's good. I think it gives us. It's a good way of like seeing what humans can do without having to put yourself in that position in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So I think what it does examine, it examines very well.
Yeah,
I really do.
It's because of the book. The novel was actually pretty. That was the theme of the novel.
Yeah.
The theme was not about the alien. It was the theme. The novel is speak of this relationship with those people.
Yeah. Well, more often than not, if you look at movies like Thing is a good example of it. Like, it's more of they're more really a catalyst, a mitigating factor.
Yes.
Something that kind of kicks the action into gear.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like, these characters were just going to be like, you can imagine, like, if it was just a film about 12 geezers in a fucking station.
And there's do you know what? It's a base during World War II in Alaska, and one of the guys is a Russian spy, and he's killing everybody one by one. It could work as well.
Yeah. That you should probably write a synopsis there, mate. That might be something you could put down later on, or someone else might nick it. But yeah, you're right there. I mean, like, something like that, whether it's like a Russian spy, whether it's like an alien from outer space, whatever the fuck it is. All it is really like it's the catalyst to get these characters into a situation that puts them at peril, and we sit there and watch how they deal with it. And if the script is done well, and I think in fairness, the script was done pretty well in this. The characterization was done very well. The performances are very good. So they're that. So when we sit there as the audience and we watch all these things happen, and we see these characters, like we believe that they're in peril. We believe that there is, that they're under real stress and there is real tension going on. So yeah, I just kind of wish the special effects were a little bit better. That's all. That's about.
They were great. I'm sorry to say that they were great at the time.
No, again, I'm not judging the special effects to now. That would be fucking stupid, and it'd be disingenuous because it'd be and unfair on the thing. I'm just judging about what was there at the time. And again,
but you could have shown less. You could have using a different angle and different
things you could have done.
Yeah, I think you could have done
that with the technology that was available at the time.
But it's not even a question of technology. It's a question of angles and camera and technique,
artistry.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
For example, like maybe the thing, the first time we see the thing, maybe we should never see it. We should just see the tentacles and the dog like trying to run away. It will be more terrifying than seeing the thing. Just hear the noise of it. And,
because the one thing they did really well, there was one dog that was actually trying to bite away at the fence so it could escape.
Yeah.
There's like things like that it did well.
So basically, don't show the thing, but see the dogs being
trying to escape.
Yeah.
Or or just use like audio cues, or use like.
There's a lot of audio cues. For example, like, do you know the story with the keys? That you like? Did you understand the story with the keys?
What with the blood bags?
The blood bags. That he always has the keys with him. And so how did he get? Because he didn't unlock the thing and he didn't break the lock and stuff like that. But actually, when the character of Window, the guy of the radio guy, come back and see his friend being torn by the thing, you can hear your cue of him dropping the keys. So he dropped the keys in front of the creature, and then the creature, when they cleaned up the place, put back the keys into the spot that they find them, and the guy got it back. That's the point where the blood bag, the thing got access to the blood bag in.
Right. See, this is the problem. Like, I think also maybe.
Yeah.
Like, there are times where it's expecting probably a little bit too much of its audience. It's maybe like
relying too much on
the times when it needs to be subtle, it isn't, and the times when it is subtle, it needs to be a bit more clear. Maybe there is a case of that. Maybe selecting what you need to emphasize.
There's a clear audio cue, but like, for example, first time I watched the movie, I never saw that. I never heard that thing. It's only when I watch video about it, then they talk about the audio cue.
Then you notice it.
Then notice it.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a mistake.
Yeah. Because the thing is, like, it should be a case of like it should be made clear to the audience exactly what's going on. Because like it's like a lot of things. It's like when something gets dropped.
But like the thing is, if it was made clear for the audience that it wasn't him, you will not doubt that the other character who always have the key could be the thing. But it was just a cue. It was just a cue that was left there for you to understand the movie. For example, like Norwegian. why did he keep like in the line? The Norwegian tell everything is going to happen. But it's
Yeah,
just,
but that's a common technique though. Sometimes it's
but for example, Carpenter knew that for everybody that saw the movie and speak with Norwegian, they can spoil the movie from the beginning.
yeah. Also, they didn't do subtitles.
No, but like yes,
For
for
the-
the,
for
for
the
the Norwegian,
American,
yeah. So basically, like the Norwegian character, if you speak if you're American Norwegian or do like if it's possible, you will have, like spoiled the movie from the beginning.
Yeah,
They tell you that the dog is not a dog; it's a thing that they imitate the dog. Get away,
you fucking idiot.
You
Yeah,
fucking idiot.
but I don't know. I think, yeah. Look, I still maintain it's a 7, and I still think it's a bloody good film.
Yeah.
I do think it. I don't know. I just think there's certain things that it does technically. It could have done technically better. I think that's definitely one issue that kind of could have been resolved with a bit more intelligence and a bit more care. Because it could be done. I mean, I'm pretty sure that story could have been told and still leave you with doubt. It could have been a useful clue, but I think like just using a single audio cue, maybe it's a fine line. It's like you don't want to explain the fucking puzzle.
Do you
It's
want to
like,
have a shot of the key on the floor?
yeah, it's not like, if you're playing God of War Ragnarok, I've heard this fucking criticism quite a lot. I haven't played the game myself yet. I will do eventually. But apparently, like, there's this whole thing where Atreus
Talk
keeps...
about that like, last time as well. Like, yeah.
All right, let's talk
Atreus-
about it again. I think it's relevant. I think it's a pertinent point. But,
yeah,
the point is, like, Atreus turns around and tells you all the fucking puzzles,
yeah,
which is stupid. Like, let me work it out first and then go and do it. But, so you don't want a situation where the film does that. You don't want it to handhold. But you want to kind of relay that information in a way that if the audience is cute to it,
yeah.
they'll pick up on it.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes an audio cue in of itself, especially when there's a bit of chaos
But
going
like
on.
for example, the movie could have been like that with like eyes, like for the eyes. I'll tell you the highlight on the eye. So every victim is like, for example, one scene when the guy, when Window, go for the shotgun thing.
Yeah.
And in one shot you see all the people that are not infected, and none of the infected are in a shot. They are in a separate shot, and they are like slightly out of focus because they're not taking part of this, because they separate themselves from this because it's not their problem. We're gonna kill them anyway, So there is like they play a little bit with the frame or the images or the actors being around, like.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I know. I just yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, it is but like if it could be more like that, it'd be great, because it's, for example, like the movie we just watched, Get Out. For example, at some point he visit the house and he say like, oh, we don't go to the basement. It's full of mold. And it was a clue to tell you that they have mold of black people that they use it to.
Yes,
it's full of black mold. It's like black mold. Yeah, it did give you away that the guy, basically the bad guy.
It's a play on words.
It's play on word. The guy is just
very
like
good.
Yeah. And like there's like clue that you understand later in the movie.
Yeah, but things in fairness with the Get Out, though, the Get Out did that quite a lot. That film was very smart.
Yeah.
Very fucking smart. And it did clue the audience in, and it gave you enough information but still at the same time at the end it was pretty like fucking hell, man.
Yeah. And also, I didn't talk about that, but like it's always a thing with psychopaths in movies and milk.
I haven't seen Milk. I know
Milk. You seen Milk in Get Out? Do you know?
Oh.
You thought I was talking about a movie called Milk.
Yeah, it was about Harvey Milk by Sean Penn.
But like
Sean Penn.
basically, when you see a psychopath in a movie, like for example, the No Country for Old Men, or Orange Mechanic, or Get Out, you see that there's always a scene where the bad guy is drinking milk. So like Orange Mechanic is the scene where the guy are drinking milk in the bar thing. The pretty weird.
Orange Mechanic. Have we watched that?
No, we never watched that.
Okay,
but like there's a scene with the actor like drinking milk to like the psychopath thing.
Yeah.
In No Country for Old Men, he reached in the fridge of the main character and just pick up a bottle of milk and start drinking it, and also get out to drink milk. And there's a
Yeah.
thing going on with childhood, they kind of like a mind of a child. They don't know how to see what's wrong, what's right.
Yeah.
They have like a kind of
Like in it. Yeah, because I found that scene in The Get Out pretty funny where she's sitting there with the computer. She's looking at all the other black geezers she's going to try it on with next.
Yeah.
And she's sitting there. She's got like a separate bowl full of fucking cereal.
colors as well.
Coloured
They're all
cereal.
color cereal.
Yeah, coloured cereal. And a glass of milk. And she just picks it up, dunks it in the milk and pops it in her mouth.
Yeah.
And it's just like, there's something kind of disconcerting about
It's a
that.
glass of milk as well, dude. Like, it's,
Yeah. But that's the thing, yeah. So, yeah, the fact that was going...
It's a trope. It's a trope in cinema. You'll see it more often. There is a psychopath or somebody who's like a serial killer or something like that. You see maybe a scene where he's going to drink milk.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
So I've learned something new there.
Yeah. But like I recommend the thing recommended to learn like basically you can play with the tropes. For example, I tell you the trope so that in a horror movie, when everybody is separate, that's where there's a danger, and when it's together, they're safe. This movie is the opposite. Is where they're together, there's a danger, and where they're separate, they're safe.
Yeah.
So and also like they play with the tropes. They play I think it's a good movie.
Yeah, I do too. I really do. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got my issues with it, but I think I still reckon I still enjoyed it. Still thought it was really good. Like I said before, thanks to its cast, it's pretty fucking strong cast, pretty good script. I think it generally does work as a horror movie. Pardon me. So anyway, before we round this out,
Okay.
right, let's make a habit, and so we make ourselves look somewhat professional.
Yeah.
What are we going to do next week? Which film should we do next week?
We can tag out this thing. I think that's been done.
Yeah,
We can do. I think we should run away from science fiction a little bit
okay,
and come back later with that.
right.
We could do Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Then we do Alien, and then we do Nosferatu at the end.
Okay, that seems to work. So the next one will be Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Which was very like tells you the guy who made the movie was supposed to make The Thing, but refused the script because he was not interested by it.
Fair enough. So we're going to watch the movie.
There's a connection. There's a connection with The Thing and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
There you go. So what we're going to do, so next week, so next Friday, on whatever date this is, because we do record these well in advance, you'll be watching Texas Chainsaw. Well, hopefully by then you'll have seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Mm-hmm.
So you won't be too bothered about us talking about the movie, because we are going to do it in depth as we always do. So watch, if you haven't done already, watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then we're going to watch it next week, and then we're going to come and talk to you lot about it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, my name's been John Clower.
I've been Roman Pish.
This has been the Post-Watch Post-Mortem, and we'll see you next time.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah.
Happy with that?
Oh yeah. I'm happy. You can cut. No, go for it. No,
That one.
this one.